Welcome to the Real Estate Minute, the show that answers your questions about buying and selling in the bustling Vancouver real estate market. I'm your host and realtor, Ryan DeLuca, and we're joining you today from the Hotel Georgia in downtown Vancouver. The hotel is currently undergoing conversion from hotel to high-end condominiums, and that's why we're here. We're going to be discussing the process of buying and selling pre-sale condominiums and what you need to know to make money in this segment of the real estate market. I'd like to welcome to the show today Greg Clark, Vice President and Realtor with Sotheby's International Realty, who's going to help us sift through the information you know to make money in this segment of the real estate market. Greg, it's great to have you here today.
Great to be here, Ryan. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So the first thing I want to ask you is a lot of people don't know when they're looking to buy a pre-sale condominium where they find out about where these show suites are located.
There are discovery centers generally set up for each of the projects. Also a great deal of print and web media presence, and of course through your realtor.
So can people bring a realtor with them into a discovery center in order to purchase pre-sale?
Yes, absolutely.
One of the biggest perks to buying pre-completion is that people really get a chance to customize the suite to fit their taste.
It really is a benefit of pre-sale purchase of real estate, is being able to shape the space that you're going to be enjoying down the road in advance. And the choice is often given in the design center stage, where you have a choice generally between one particular color scheme or another, or one type of finishing or another, generally designed to suit your preference throughout the suite.
So one of the questions I know a lot of our viewers are probably asking themselves is why would they want to buy something pre-sale versus buying a resale condo?
People's needs, they can visualize hopefully a couple years down the road, and they look around the market now, don't see what they're looking for, and in fact may be comfortable in their environment at the present time, but see that a year or two down the road it's just the perfect time to be making that move, and they see something now that fits their needs. They have some choice in terms of being able to customize it and finish that property the way that they'd like to, and making that decision now gives them peace of mind.
So I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about what the process is from the time someone comes in to look at a pre-sale or pre-construction project to the time where they finish writing the contract.
Well, it's really important at that point in time for them to review the developer's disclosure documentation, to review the legal documents that come with the development that are required, and clearly set forward what they're agreeing to purchase. The form of contract is generally presented by the developer. However, it's very important that you have your own representation with respect to reviewing that and ensuring that it accurately reflects what you've agreed to purchase. A 7-day period is required. I strongly encourage everyone to have that appropriate advice.
So with all that information, it's important to note that there's actually more than one way to buy a pre-construction condominium. Not only can they buy it straight from the developer, but they can buy something called an assignment of a contract. So can you tell us a little bit about how that works?
An assignment is exactly that. It's taking the original contract the purchaser and the developer have entered into and making it available to a third party who could acquire that, and then that party could complete on the purchase. Not every developer permits assignments, and it's important that if you are going into a transaction with that in mind, that not only do you have the developer's permission, but you also have the means to close the transaction on your own in the event that you're not successful in any case with an assignment.
Do you pay GST if you purchase an assignment?
The GST would be applicable, yes.
Will a developer usually give notice to the buyer that the project date has changed?
Absolutely, yes. From that point of view, it's important to be kept aware, and the developers are aware of that, and the marketing and sales teams along with the developer.
So then the buyer will always have the opportunity to either be, get their money lined up to complete early or have a little more time to save up should it complete a little bit later.
From a practical point of view, it allows you to plan, exactly. But you also have to be thinking in advance that you're looking at a move-in date of a certain date, not to be absolutely certain that that's going to be as you hope it will be. Going forward, you have realities of construction, but everyone's working to make it to the date that's planned.
Greg, thanks so much for joining us today. You've given us a lot of information to think about, and it's been absolutely amazing having you on. Hopefully we can have you on again in the future.
Well, Ryan, thank you very much. I really appreciate being invited, and I'd be delighted to. Thank you.
So with all the information we've received today, here's 5 tips you should keep in mind when buying or selling pre-construction. 1. Always bring a realtor with you to the sales center. The developer will pay the realtor's commission, and you will have someone representing you in the deal. 2. Always have a lawyer go over the contract once you have signed it and before the 7-day rescission period is up. 3. Make sure all upgrades you have paid for are mentioned in the contract itself. 4. Open a bank account and save as much as you can so that when the project completes, you have more money to put towards the down payment and therefore will have a smaller mortgage. 5. If you are buying the property and plan on selling the assignment prior to completion, make sure you know what the developer's policy is and be prepared to complete on the project should you not be able to sell your contract. Should you have any questions or comments about this or any other episode, feel free to email us at ntv@novusnow.ca. I'm Ryan DeLuca, and we'll see you next time right here on the Real Estate Minute.